whole other media out there. I was doing Japanese news, South Korea news, Singapore news, and I was starting to interact with all these different journalists, because now the show is like snowballing. Like, we're 3 weeks in, and it is just, it's #1 in all these countries. It's one of those shows that people are like, did you watch it? Did you watch it? Oh, so it took a while to get there, right? And it was interesting because I was like, I can just start telling my story, but I had to figure out how. So I had these 10 years of law behind me. I had the contracts I had signed. I had Netflix watching every media interview I did. So they're on every interview with you. They sit there. They're on the call. So they can be like, mute, you can't say that. And so I was like, wait, I can figure this out. So I started figuring out. So you can see like my media, not that anyone should go Google and read all 200 pieces of my press outlets, but you can see my story start to change. Because I'm like, oh, I can tell them a little bit more. I can eke out this part or that part to this person and that person. And I start just trying to figure it out. Again, I'm a lawyer in Texas. I know nobody in the entertainment industry. I've never even heard of what I had to ask them what a publicist does. I'm like, how is a publicist different than my social media manager? And my friends in LA and New York were like, you're insane. And I was like, what does a publicist do? And they were like, they get you press. I'm like, I don't need more of that. What else do they do? And they're like, no, that's what they do. I'm like, nope, don't need one then. Because so the journalists were also coming to me. So what else changed? The journalists were DMing me. So now we're in a new age where journalists can DM the person they want to interview directly. They don't have to go to Netflix. They don't have to find you. They don't have to go to your publicist. They can just be like, hi, I'm a reporter for the New York Times. Hi, I'm the relationship expert at Washington Post. By the way, we dated the same guy. Relationship expert. I dated the same guy. She's Jewish, and she was like, yeah, I think we're Indian guys. I'm like, hi. I don't know why. But we dated the same guy. So then the Netflix guy is like rolling his eyes because we're like talking about this guy before our interview, and we're like, what did you think of him? Like, I was with him for 2 months. How about yeah. And the PR guy at Netflix is like these girls, I hate them all. That's his job, to listen to me speak. So yeah, I thought it was interesting that they reached out to me. I thought it was interesting to see the way that different media outlets around the world treated me, and I think all of that came together for me to start slowly changing my arc.
Yeah. I find that super interesting because, current media has turned very clickbaity. It's all very sensationalist. Recently we've been seeing a lot of hit pieces about female founders. Most recently with Emily Koss from Grazia. What do you think it was that you said or did, or the particular journalist that you were interacting with, that made them want to write your side of the story versus another hit piece?
I don't know. That would be questions for them, right? I mean, they came in droves. I didn't have a moment to think about like why they came to me, why that journalist, or even who they are. Like, I sometimes think back to, I can't even remember people's faces or names. Like, I spoke to so many journalists. And I spoke to them at such weird hours too. Like, I was working 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day as a lawyer. I was dealing with the death threats, the cyberbullying, which I'm sure we'll get to, 6 to 8 hours a day. And then I was doing press. I was doing Indian press from 9:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. I was doing European press from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I would start my workday at 9 a.m. I would take breaks and do lunch breaks with the American outlets. And then I would do America also from 4 to 7. Wow. And then I would eat dinner, try to take a nap, and start Indian press again. And this went on from July to October, okay? I had not had like a sip of water or exercise. My family's like, how are you alive right now? You barely eat, like you work all day, you're on press all night, like what are you doing? And that's when I made the decision to quit my job as a lawyer in October, because I had to quit either social media or I had to quit, what was the other thing? The press, can't do that. And then I had to quit, I had to quit my job. So I quit my job. Never been a lawyer since, guys. Thank you, media. I have a really good relationship with the media. I like them.
You really do.
I have a whole chapter in there. Don't know about how I love the media. And it's probably really controversial, but I had really positive experiences, and mostly because I think I had 99% female journalists. And they were on Team Aparna. I like them still.
Do you like Aparna?
Yeah.